For those of you who were part of the first race, you'll notice that 2 of our medallions are the exact same and are the 2 medallions you'd love to see. So we'll see how that plans out.
All right, and both of our runners are in fact now off, and they are headed straight down to the dam. There must be some goodies there.
Yeah, very much so. Skipping out on Kakariko and on everything else pretty much.
Oh, it's bomb. Early bombs in spoiler races are pretty useful.
Yeah, and it's definitely one of those things that could sneak up on you, as when you're rolling through the log, you're not really worried about early rupees and early bombs, because you want to get everything else you need, like...
Indeed. Alright, there's a sword. That means Mini Moldworm Cave is on the table right now. It's some nice heads-up play there. These runners did get 15 minutes to take a look at the spoiler log before this race actually started. So they know mostly where everything is at, assuming that they studied really well. They get to continue to refer to the log throughout the race, but even then, that 15 minutes, it melts by fast.
Yeah, it very much does. It's pretty easy to go through the log, but when you start trying to parse through what you actually want your route to be and making sure that it's a competitive route that is going to route things in well and also not leave you, screwed with like 4 hearts on a cold stare fight that you're not prepared for, it's a very tricky thing to do.
Alright, and Benteezy skipped the 300 rupees in Mini Moldworm Cave. Hopefully we don't need him.
Yeah, Acktheboker and Benteezy both picking up 2/3 of their Dark World access in one spot. That's convenient.
Oh, yes. And there's also another place around here that's pretty attractive. I hear it has a tin roof.
If you're talking about Sahasrara's hut, there's always something in Sahasrara's hut.
Yes. It's a shack.
But is it a love shack?
I don't know. Maybe?
Well, we got 3 hearts there, so that counts for something, right? Wow, love shack indeed.
Love shack indeed. It's like that was a poker hand. Oh, Sahasrara's hut was a poker hand.
Then you'd call it the dam because you got flushed out?
Oh boy. Alright, I'm glad I was able to set you up for that one well.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you were setting me up for it or if you were getting ready to fire me for my awful sense of humor.
That'd be entrapment.
That's a fair point.
So Ack decided to skip all of that health that was in Sahasrara's cave. Or Sahasrara's hut. That's gonna make this a little bit more dangerous for him.
Yeah, he might be regretting it. Those cabbages are out for blood. Oop, be careful!
Man, he's like playing like high stakes dodgeball here. Alright, so Benteezy also has his bird activated. He's probably gonna follow in Ack's footsteps. We'll have to see what type of difference that 3 extra heart containers make safety-wise for him. Oh no.
I mean, it probably means he'll be running around a bit less. I don't know what happened on his side right there.
Yeah, it's a issue that happens sometimes in V30. It's a graphical corruption issue with the shop. When you drop down, sometimes it happens with Ack. I think he's used to it at this point. I think he's figures out how to deal with it. He's just gonna collect everything in here and then save and quit.
Yeah, hopefully there's nothing nothing in Hera that he needs early, or else that save and quit could come back to bite.
I mean, he's not going there, so I'm thinking he might be fine. There was an armor upgrade in Paradox Cave.
Yeah, along with everything else it had. Holy cow.
Oh no! Benteezy's out of bombs. He's gonna have to do something to figure out his bomb situation.
Yeah, and the one thing the spoiler log does not tell our runners is any of the prize packs, so he's going to be doing this part blind.
Yeah, so there are some 50-50. Yep, there we go. So there are some 50-50 rocks there that have bombs underneath them.
Wow, that knowledge coming super in handy. I've never seen that used.
Is he gonna have something to hit the crystal switch though? Because I don't think the hook shot will reach it.
It won't, you're right.
Yeah, he's gonna need... Oh, that is why. Yeah, so... Yep, that's what that one bomb was for.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I keep forgetting that this one's already open. It would have been super cruel if one of those mini Moldorms had dropped some bombs.
That would have been a feels bad man moment. Alright. So there's our Dark World access for both runners. Ack is making a beeline independent Thieves Town.
Yeah, and looks like he's heading straight back for a particular chest or two back here, so we'll see what's here.
Alright, so there's another sword upgrade. There's some... Oh, and Ack also knows where everything is at now. Oh, wait.
That fireball got real close there, but he just did manage to dodge it.
And there's flippers.
Yeah, one of the fun parts about these spoiler log races is that the key items early on do come fast and furious, because both runners know where they are, and they're both hankering to get as many as they can.
Yeah, one of the aspects of spoiler log races is understanding where all the items are. Like, what they equate to inside the log. So, like, ambush chest. That's actually, I think, I should remember. I think that's the third chest you would loot.
I think so. I'm pretty sure they call it that because of the two blobs that kind of come up behind you as you go to grab it.
Yes.
Benteezy go ahead and grabbing his bow from the digging game and now running through the race game, so there's something good on both ends of the planet here.
And there's our silvers.
Well, that's an ironic duo if I ever saw one.
It's nice, convenient. Kinda just grab it all in one shot.
I guess at the very least, if that's not Rando Gold, it's at least Rando Silver.
There's our Book of Medora, and Acktheboker is bailing. There were 3 really nice items here in Thieves Town.
Yeah, that was a really, really loaded Thieves Town. And with that bail, for those of you who are hoping for a Ped Seed, Acktheboker showing you're probably not going to be correct in that. Sorry.
Ack also went out of the way for a bottle. I wonder what he'll do with this.
The answer is hopefully not bonk the sprinter.
That made for a great Twitch clip, at least.
I nearly died laughing when I saw it. Wow, third sword. These are really, really accessible.
Yeah, so Benteezy's deciding to go into Swamp Palace, which is the fighter sword.
Yeah, that's a play I'm not sure I agree with, given that the other two swords that Acktheboker picked up are really accessible, and he could have easily done them.
So the spoiler log does tell us if actually how many digs there are required for digging game. So they can kind of plan out his route for the digging game and optimize that a little bit if he wanted to.
I feel like on the list of things that you need to plan out in that 15 minutes, though, the digging game and where you end up there is fairly low priority, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah. So just to recap for those who just joined us, this is a spoiler log race. Basically, the lore is Ganon lost his list of items, where he put everything this time around, and our players accidentally got a hold of them, and they were given some time to take a look at it, 15 minutes to be exact. And now they are traversing through this game.
Chat making a good point. Acktheboker did not grab silvers.
I mean, it's not like he has to fight Vitreous.
Yeah, that's fair, but even with the mirroring to and from, I mean, I would say that's 30 seconds? Wouldn't that still be worth it for the Ganon fight, just on its own?
Maybe.
Not to mention it definitely makes Armos faster at the very least, and potentially Landmalas as well, depending on how nice they are with the Fire Rod strap.
We'll have to see if that decision pays off for Ack later.
Definitely. That's definitely the name of the game for these spoiler log races. It's small, little micro decisions and routing choices that end up making up who wins and loses, beyond the obvious execution advantage or disadvantage one runner may have over another for any given race. So we'll see how it pans.
So, yeah, they're going to West Side Swamp. So, there's something delicious here.
Not just West Side Swamp, but the chest that normally has the big key.
Oh, there's our boots.
Weren't those, like, right there last game?
I didn't see that part, but maybe. It's perception bias. Same thing with the crystals and pendant layouts. Perception bias.
I mean, it's not perception bias if I'm right.
Nah, it's still perception bias. By the way, I probably should say, since Ack bailed out of Thieves Town, so, yeah, there was another full heart container on Sahashla as well, for anybody here that was interested in that. So, all 4 locations in that area had boss heart containers.
Yeah, that was something we all got a good laugh at when looking at.
And also, hence the references to a pretty awesome 80s song. 70s? I don't know. I think the song was made before I was born.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's early 80s, but as I was born in 92, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, so Ack is showing us the power of grabbing that tempered sword first. This is going to be a lot faster fight than it is going to be for Benteezy.
Most definitely, especially with that quick kill towards the end there too, and Benteezy not having a rod, gonna have a little more difficulty doing that.
Yeah, but if you know how to do the spin strats here, this isn't too bad. You're not having a menu. But yeah, you have to spin these puffs. You can't just swing at them. And I'll tell you, the setup for getting those puffs, 2 of them at a time, is not trivial. There's a lot that can go wrong like that.
Yeah, the downside to the fact that you basically get the Master Sword before doing anything in the Dark World is that pretty much a lot of the enemies in the Dark World, especially the bosses, just don't take damage to anything less than Master Sword.
Yeah. And by the way, I really liked Ack's routing here. He knew that the Titan's mitts were at the Bombos tablet. So he went into Thieves Town first to grab that book so he could synergize that check. Which now Benteezy, he's going to have to mirror out, go to Thieves Town, flute, yeah.
Yeah, Ack definitely making some better routing choices so far, at least. Wait,
Yeah.
did Acktheboker not pick up the boots, or has he just forgotten that he didn't pick up the boots?
Yeah, he skipped boots.
That's interesting.
Yeah, compared to the fact that he beeline, like in the previous races, he beeline the boots. So yeah, that is very interesting. We'll have to see how that works out for him.
I wonder if he thinks they're somewhere else and he, for some reason, wrote it down incorrectly.
I mean, yeah. I will say they're not required.
That's fair, but if this tournament has shown one thing in particular, it's don't skip boots and don't skip tempered sword, because other than I think 1 or 2 instances, where we've had a divergence when one runner has grabbed either of those 2 items early and the other runner has either skipped them entirely or waited until later, the runner that chose to wait or skip it entirely has lost almost every time. So I'm kind of surprised by that choice to just not grab the boots.
Oh yeah, this is certainly interesting routing. And also Benteezy demonstrating the fact that if he grabbed that key early, he can just skip going here, and he can just go and yeah, he could skip grabbing the key out of that pot.
Yeah, that's the wonderful advantage of knowing that you don't actually need that other key, is that you can just steal a key and then not have to go up the hallway and then back down the hallway. Doesn't save a whole lot of time, but when the races are taking about, 55 minutes to an hour and 5 minutes, every little bit helps.
Wait, is that going to do the thing? Maybe? We'll have to see.
I'm not entirely certain what thing you're referring to, but given that I pretty much look at the spoiler log, laugh, and then completely forget where everything is, it could be one of several things.
I mean, there is a thing in the Dark Maze.
Well, there's 2 things in the Dark Maze. And judging by the fact that he went up, I would assume that he is going to do the thing in the Dark Maze.
Benteezy's grabbing the book, and he is bailing. Yeah, that book was indeed required.
Yeah, gotta love Bombo's tablet mitts. Looks like he's skipping that lower chest to head towards the upper one.
Oh, there's Arcanus Samaria. Now, question for chat, is it required?
Well, it wasn't required last race until GT, so we'll see. That's an interesting question.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, right now, we don't really know who's ahead. There's been a decent amount of divergence. Benteezy decided to grab silvers and the boots, whereas Ack has actively decided to skip them.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting side effect of things. Acktheboker's routing has seemed a bit more clean in general, but then he skipped silvers and he skipped boots. And both of them were fairly easily accessible, so we'll see. We'll see how it even.
I mean, there's a reason why I'm adminning this tournament and not playing in it. So we'll see how this works out for Ack, I guess. It'd be interesting.
I mean, that's fair, but I'm commentating for the exact same reason that you're adminning.
That is very true. Okay, so Ack is gonna pull out the fire rod. He's gonna try to light this torch, because otherwise these turtles are just gonna be a real pain to hammer.
Yeah, that room without lamp or fire rod can get really terrifying really quickly.
So Benteezy went ahead and deleted Mothula. And
yeah, like any good programmer, he had no problem with the bug.
And Acktheboker is now working his way on Helmasaur King. So a few tempered...
Yeah, you can go.
Yeah, a few tempered slashes and he's down too.
Yep, we had near simultaneous boss fights there, and it looks like Benteezy is headed towards Pod to do what Ack just did.
Yeah, and Ack's probably now going to work his way into Eastern. That would be the most logical here.
Yep, they're right next to each other. You have the mirror, you have what you need, just go ahead and get them done.
That's like, I think one of the more satisfying thing about spoiler races is just being able to synergize. Like a lot of checks. In dungeons. That normally wouldn't be able to do as well in a blind run.
Yeah, that's fair. It does come down to what you decide to check, what you can check, and where everything else is, because a lot of times you can be misled very easily. I do believe, though, and I might be incorrect, but I think that Acktheboker is in go mode, and all that Benteezy needs is the map. Oh look, there's Butter.
We'll have to see if Benteezy grabbed it. I mean, Ack grabbed Butter last race as well. Maybe he thought about doing this instead of silvers. Maybe it was like, well, one or the other.
Yeah, but Butter doesn't make any difference at all on Ganon outside of the first two because there's no such thing as a butter spin doing more damage than a slash. I don't know, it's definitely something that we can ask him while if we have time for the interview afterwards, because we're going to be cutting it a little close. Alrighty, Benteezy grabbing his big key here.
Alright.
And then we'll see if... Oh, he decides to not.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe not. Spoke too soon. Nope, never.
He is skipping Samaria.
Yeah, so when the time comes, if anyone in chat guesses that the big key is on the right side, I'm just going to laugh at you.
Alright, looks like Ack had a little bit of trouble with Armos.
Yeah, one of those getting a pop on him, and while he was in the middle of his bow animation, then everything just kind of goes downhill from there.
Yeah. So Ack did grab. Ack grabs Samaria. Samaria has a lot of utility, so I could definitely see grabbing it.
Yeah, there's really no such thing as grabbing Samaria for no reason. Even if you don't need it for a single item, it still makes certain rooms in the gauntlet easier, in addition to making certain rooms like the room in Pod, where you have to move the statue to put it up on top of the thing, makes that faster, makes the room in Skullwoods with that same statue situation. So Samaria is definitely not useless, even if it doesn't actually block anything.
It's like Benteezy is just, Alright. Now he's got his way through to Helmut. So, skipping Samaria might save Benteezy some time. Well, we'll have to see how that works out. Yeah. It being in Dart Maze and all, yeah, it's pretty out of the way. For pod standards, at least.
Yeah, I think it would have been at least a 20 to 30 second check, even with the hammer jump. Alright, Acktheboker basically just flying through Ice Palace. Gonna turn this entire puzzle into basically a trivial just aspect of the game with this cheaty little diagonal bomb jump. In case you're wondering, I can't do the bomb jump, that's why I'm salty.
Yeah, it's allowed under the rules. There we go. Yeah.
Oof, one pen gator just escaping the butter sword spin there. And Benteezy grabbing butter too, so we won't have a difference there. Yeah, so chat pointing out that that the mitts were on the Bombos tablet, and basically what happened is that Acktheboker grabbed the book from Thieves Town first, before he did anything else in the Dark World, and that allowed him to combo the Bombos tablet with beating Swamp. Benteezy did not do that, so the Bombos tablet wasn't available when he walked into Swamp, grabbed what he needed, beat Argus, and walked out. So that's basically the main routing difference that's happened. In addition to the fact that Acktheboker, when he was in Swamp, didn't get the boots on the left-hand side, and Benteezy did.
So Ben did get, yeah, he got the gold sword. I don't blame him.
Yeah, it's right there. It was probably only 15 seconds with the hook shot, so
I mean,
if you want it, go.
sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
I mean, he may have been able then to skip Sick Kid, maybe. Like, I don't want to, like, do, like, hindsight 2020 plays or anything like that. But that could have been a thing.
That's a fair point. I'm not sure which one would have been longer in that case, because you do have the 2 mirror transitions, but that's it. Unless you just weren't going to grab the bottle at all.
Yeah, Skull Woods is going to be pretty quick for Ack, and we'll get a good beat on how well our 2 runners are doing once Ack finishes up Skull Woods.
Yeah, especially if Benteezy goes to Ice Palace afterwards. If he does something else, and we're going to still have a bit of divergence. And he could easily decide to go do Desert if he chooses to. But it looks like he's going to go grab his mitts first, obviously, because I'm an idiot and forgot that he did.
Yep. Oh, I'm not saying you're an idiot.
Uh-huh. Good cover. Nice save, Sinak. Sure.
I'm hurt.
Hi, Hurt. I'm Hammer. How are you doing today?
Dot. Anyway, back to the race. Benteezy's about ready to pick up his Titan's mitts.
Yeah, we also have to keep in mind that even if Benteezy does appear to be a little bit behind, he is going to make up time just on the virtue of having the boots and having the silvers. So it's going to lead to a really interesting conclusion.
Alright. I think we're going to get some desert checks.
Might as well. He's in the area. Go into either of the dungeons he has left, well, other than Harrow, which he's obviously going to save for last, is going to require a flute, and Acktheboker showing off his programming skills as well. Another bug. Benteezy, at the very least, showing us a little relief for Acktheboker that the boots are not required for Desert. So, yeah, they're not a required pickup, they're just an interesting choice not to grab.
There's our big key. Benteezy's going to finish up Desert. And Acktheboker is going to be starting Desert Palace.
Yep, they had a near high five here. I swear, I think Acktheboker just heard my commentary and was like, oh, so no one's won without boots, huh? We'll see about that.
I mean, like, if anybody's going to say challenge accepted, it's going to be Ack.
That's a very fair point, and he might very well make me eat my words.
So, during this tournament, our runners are welcome to watch each other and the restream. I've noticed that most actually prefer just to focus on their own game and optimize that instead of worrying about their opponent. So, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of people who've been in chat. I know Zelda Dasan is one. And there's probably a few others I'm not thinking of right now. I know Relkin did.
I've seen Azure do it, and we know that Gerdo was at the very least watching James FNX when he was racing, because there was definitely some mimicry going on.
Yeah, this low percent menu is a bit awkward.
Yeah, random menus can be really awkward to begin with, and making them spoiler log random menus, it's even worse, so.
Alright. There is Desert Palace. So I think we got a good idea now who's ahead, and I think it's Ack by quite a bit right now. I mean, just with like the superior routing. Not to say anything negative about Benteezy's routing as well. It was also really good too.
Yeah, it's really difficult to route these ideally. Like as you can see, both of our runners gave a very workable route for how to do it, but Ack's decision to go into Thieves Town first and get the book allowed him to route just a lot cleaner for those Titansmiths, and that did prevent, I don't want to say a double dip because it's an overworld location, but basically a double dip over towards the swamp area in the Dark World, which Benteezy had to do.
Alright, Benteezy showing us the cool way of doing that room.
Yeah, he's following the old adage that cool guys never look at explosions.
Wow, that's a... Yeah, Ack knowing that those 10 arrows were there and going for them.
You know, I'm pretty sure he did that last race too. Not for that location, but for a similarly, just not out of the way location, but a location he was just going to walk by. He just picked it up and there were 10 arrows. So I don't know if he does it specifically for arrows or if he just kind of keeps an eye on the stuff that he's going to be walking by just in case.
I just want to say right now, I think Ack is on pace for sub 50.
Depending on where this big key is for GT and for Hera for that matter, because coffee breaks suck, it's definitely possible.
Yeah. I mean, is this going to be the first sub 50 of the tournament?
It's a very real possibility, and with no boots and no silvers, it'd be a heck of a sub 50.
Alright, so Benteezy is going to be working his way now through Death Mountain. He has a little bit of catching up to do still. The silver arrows are probably going to save Benteezy like, I would say, 30 seconds to a minute on Ganon. Plus it being a lot easier fight.
Yeah, depending on if he can get a couple of quick doubles for that fourth phase, he can definitely save a bit more time.
Alright, and Moldorm goes down.
Yep, Ack continuing on his rampage against the poor bosses of Hyrule.
So, now, knowing what we're knowing, chat, there's not a whole lot of places where that key could be at. But go ahead and get your guesses in anyway.
Well, yeah, there is. It's really just Tile Room and the 4 locations on the right side that it can't be. Have you looked at it, Sinak?
Yes, I have, so I'm gonna abstain.
Okay. I have not, because I make a point of never doing it, so I can be right on rare occasions and look like a witch, but wrong most of the time. So I'm going to go ahead and be a troll and say the vanilla big key chest room behind Ice Armos, but on the left-hand side, because I'm lefty, and I like left-hand side things. We'll see how that works out for me. Anyways, Acktheboker entering at about 40 minutes even, so there's definitely some real possibility of this being a sub 50.
Yeah, that's the utility of Samaria. It does make GT a lot easier in some places.
Especially in a spoiler log race, because in a spoiler log race, you're probably not going to have either of the boomerangs. Alright, well, he is... Uh-oh.
Not rando room. Is it? Wait. Nope. It is not rando room.
Alright, so that more or less leaves 4 locations available. The 3 locations in the big key room behind Ice Armos and Bob's chest. Benteezy just finishing up his Moldone fight, which he managed without any difficulty. So he will be entering Ganon's tower as well.
Alright, so Axe have to do a bomb jump, but yeah, he gets it. Benteezy's now... I'd say Axe does have a really sizable lead right now.
Yeah, I would say at least a minute and a half, perhaps 2 minutes. Although Benteezy's going to save some more time on Ice Armos as well. Oof, especially as Ack had a little bit of difficulty there. That was a nice shot across the room, though. Oh, get out of here. He went for that front chest, and I was like, come on, I got the room right. But hey, I was right. Burn the witch, I guess. Alright, flaming fortune tellers aside, Acktheboker is headed towards the mimics, and he's gonna have to be careful. Let him have a whole lot of arrows here.
He's good though. And there's a 7 arrow drop. Or 5 arrows, yeah. There's no 7 arrow drop.
Well, you know, you looked up at his arrows, and he had 7 arrows, and it was like, yeah, it's a 7 arrow drop. That sounds about right. Chat giving you a little bit of a hard time for that one. Alright, Benteezy heading through his Ice Armos as Acktheboker continues demolishing the gauntlet here. Oh man, if that arrow had hit, that would have been an awesome room. Alright, so Benteezy looks like he's having a little bit of fun here. There we go. I think he was looking to not take damage in that room and couldn't quite manage it. But Acktheboker is headed through Landless. Butter Sword cutting through him like, well, you know, butter. Ooh, that third one being a bit of a troll, hopping down from the same location the second one hopped up. And that poke only doing tempered sword damage. So having to do a 4 cycle, that's definitely some time for Benteezy to catch up with if he does well there. Alright, and as Acktheboker does have the King of Samaria here, these rooms are going to be a bit faster for him than they are going to be for Benteezy, who decided to not pick up the King of Samaria that was just chilling out in pod. And keep in mind that neither of our runners have any safeties at all. So what you see is what you get. Ganon does do a lot of damage, even though they do have blue mail. Benteezy sitting on 6 hearts, and Acktheboker sitting on 7. They're going to have to be careful for the rest of this and for the Ganon fight, because mistakes do happen. Also keep in mind that Benteezy has silvers, which is going to make his Ganon fight significantly faster. Alright, and Moldorm not giving Acktheboker any difficulty whatsoever. Puts 2 slashes in him and is about to hook shot across to start his agonometry. Acktheboker doing really well there and getting some lucky RNG, as those mini Helmosaurs can be a pain in the butt when you don't have boots.
Alright,
Nice to have you back. This first cycle for Ganon was terrible.
Oh boy.
I think that's only 2 hits in 2 cycles so far.
There we go.
Alright, so Acktheboker just finished up his Agatu, as Benteezy is trying to put an end to Moldorm. And there we go.
Alright, so Ack is... Wow, this is real. Alright, get hype chat. Will he sub 50?
I honestly think that it's going to be really, really close, depending on the teleports.
Ganon being suspicious.
I mean, he has a right to be. It's 48 minutes. Oh, that last firebat was really close to clipping Acktheboker as the hookshot ran out. Alright, keep in mind, chat, that this tournament calls a tie anything within 2 seconds.
Oh, if Ack had silver arrows, this might be a sub 50, but it's gonna take a little bit of time to get those spins on Ganon.
Especially since the pig won't stop teleporting. Missing spin there. Missing one there too, it looks like. Keep in mind, for those of you counting at home, he needs 12. That is his 6th right there. Nope, missed that one too.
Oh, I heard that one connect. Oh. It just barely misses the threshold in the sub 50. But it's still a very respectable time. As Acktheboker crosses the bridge, get your GGs in chat for him. Alright, Benteezy is also finishing up Ganon. This is going to be slightly simpler for him. And there's that triple. Ooh.
Yeah, Benteezy absolutely demolishes Ganon with those silvers there. GG's in chat for both of them. That was a great race and really close.
Indeed. We're gonna try to get both of them in here for an interview.
Yeah, that was a very, very close race. Looks like we at least have Benteezy ready for an interview. Hopefully Ack will be right behind him. GG Benteezy.
Hello. Thank you.
GG Benteezy.
How's it going?
Not bad. You guys gave us a really great race to watch.
I'm bad.
Oh, don't put yourself down that much. Like, it was a very competitive race.
I went to freaking Paradox Cave with no way to hit the switch like a freaking idiot. That literally cost me the race. Oh my god.
I mean, you can point to that, but with a race as close as it was, there are a lot of decisions that could have cost you the race, or the other way around. By the way, we are joined by Acktheboker. Ack, GG.
GG.
Yo, GG, dude.
Yeah, GG's, man.
What a memer.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know, man. I was... I made some questionable decisions both these races.
Hey, man. It worked out in the end.
Yeah, I swore you skipped out on the boots just to spite me, sitting here talking about how everyone always just go modes for the boots as quickly as they can, and there goes Ack just walking right by the boots and swamp. Oh wow, okay, this is gonna be interesting.
I thought it would have been a really good sample size to see, you know, if they were better or worse, but I feel like to, I guess, compare that to anything, it seemed he told me he had made some mistakes, and I know I had made some mistakes too, so I wouldn't say the jury's out on whether the boots are worth it or not yet.
Well, I think aside from like a few execution mistakes in GT, a lot of bonks in the Wizard's rooms, and like the mess up where I ran out of bombs, so I had no way to flip the switch in Paradox Cave. Aside from those two things, I think I played pretty well. So like you winning, I think is a pretty good indicator that boots were kind of a bait this seed. Because I I didn't first item them. I got the bow and silvers first, so that I could kill Vitreous fast. I mean Argus fast.
Right.
So like I got flippers and then I just kept going left, got bow and silvers, and then I went to swamp.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Dang.
And then after swamp, I did thieves into skull, and then just pretty much go moded everything until I needed the mitts, and then I got the mitts.
Yeah, I had done thieves first and gotten all the stuff out of there, and then I just followed up swamp with Bombo's tablet.
Yeah, I think when I was on my way to Bombo's tablet, I was like, it was probably better to do like thieves down, even though you had to like walk around and like cut all the bushes and stuff.
Portal, yeah.
And it's like, I think it was still better because you
You-
had to
yeah.
do dig game and you had to do stumpy.
Mhm.
So like just walking down through there into swamp was like better than backtracking 3 times, I think.
Yeah, and doubling up that mirror transition, all of that too.
Yeah, so I think if this was like the qualifier style race, like I would have did it this way first, but then I would have did it the other way. But I still would have got boots, you freaking memer. I would have got them like just after thieves.
Yeah, that's fair. That was definitely one of the big differences. Is Ack, you started out in Thieves Town and then grabbed the Book of Medora, and then you were just able to grab the mitts on the way. But then Benteezy also didn't grab the Cane of Samaria. So that was interesting. There was kind of both of you passed up on something that we thought you were going to grab. with you
Where was
passing up on the
Samaria?
silvers
I
and
don't
the
even
boots.
remember.
It was in Pod in the Dark Maze, top chest.
Oh.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I grabbed something to complete Turtle Rock and both the seeds that I wasn't going to go to Turtle Rock. Dude, I stared at the ice rod and I really thought about it because, I don't know, at that point, I thought I was in a really bad shape. I knew I had just grabbed Samaria and wasted all of that time. I was like, I didn't even need it, but then, you know, I was like, oh, I'm going to save so much time on the Wiz Robes. And then when I went to go hit the switch in GT, I was like, who's the genius now? Like, come on. Because I didn't have a boomerang.
Yeah, that's a good point. You frequently don't pick up boomerangs in these spoiler races, so grabbing the King of Samaria is excellent versus having to get bombs, and definitely save some time there.
Nah, skipping
bombed
Samaria
both those
is
switches.
definitely the time save. That was a huge mistake on my part.
Yeah, I bombed both those switches, and yeah, I don't think there's any way Samaria saves time. Let's see.
Nah.
Unless you really suck at Wiz Robes, which I did. So, maybe. But, yeah, I think it was a good seed.
Yeah, that was
putting
a
things
lot
in
of
the Big Key
potential.
and Swamp is annoying, but
yeah. At least we got the good PRNG though, and not having to go into Mire or Turtle Rock both times.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was crazy. You guys definitely got two of the easier seeds there.
I don't know if that was easy. Did you get Sahasra Hollow's Hut?
Yeah, dude.
I beeline there, and then I regretted it because like that was the reason I didn't have a bomb for Paradox Cave was because I went there first.
That sucks.
So like, and I fell and like bombed Paradox Cave, and then I was like, wait, how am I flipping the switch? So I like walked back outside, hook shot back across, and farmed like the rock like 3 times, and then hook shot back.
That's really bad.
Went to Paradox Cave. So, but I was like, if I go to Death Mountain with no boots and 3 hearts, and I die, I'm gonna be so freaking tilted. So I was like, let me just grab it, but I didn't think about having to hit the switch.
Yeah, I was really close to dying at Death Mountain. I went, yeah.
Yeah, you were definitely playing dodge the cabbage there. There were some awful ones. They were like literally doing crisscrosses, probably 10 pixels above Axe head. And Sinek and I were just going, oh, that's really close! Holy crap, he's not gonna make it.
They did do me a little dirty.
But yeah, you guys both missed the really obvious meme for Sahasrar's hut being called the Love Shack, because are you kidding me? And then the green pendant also giving you a heart container, which we obviously didn't see.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was ridiculous.
It was 4 heart containers in there.
Yeah, he's basically.
I was like, well, I guess I'm going there. I debated if I should have gotten it on my way to Eastern, but I was like, Death Mountain and then Swamp with 3 hearts, and like walking is just like a recipe to get RNG'd to death.
Yeah.
So I just went and got it. Knowing my luck.
Yeah, so Ack, I didn't see your collection rate for the first race, but Benteezy, I'm pretty sure you had 51 for the last race as well. So those are some really low collection rates.
I should have had 50. See? I got an extra key for no reason. I got 2 extra keys for no reason. I went right.
Oh, you went to Hope
in
Room?
GT. Yeah. I thought I needed another key, so I was like, I'll just grab this one and I'll grab the other one and just walk through the door. But I wound up having an extra key.
And then there was an extra key sitting up on top of Ganon's Tower.
Oh yeah, I don't think about that.
That was the one I grabbed, but that was kind of, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't going very fast. I didn't have boots, so I had a lot of time to think about my route to do GT on the way to Hera.
Yeah, it wasn't. Like, if the keys are in the way, I don't think they're faster downstairs, for sure. Yeah, actually, I don't think we needed an extra key if you go left, because left was a key in the Fire Snake room.
Yeah, you grabbed the Fire Snake room. I mean, you could have even skipped that one if you wanted to, because I didn't grab the Helmosaur key. So you only need all the keys that are available on the left side will get you all the way to the vanilla big key spot. You would just need one more if you wanted to climb.
That's good to know. I didn't know that before this.
It's an entrance shuffle thing, you know, we gotta calculate those.
But yeah, I mean, good luck with Keon. And,
well, I don't think that's established yet, so good luck to, I guess, whoever I got in the match.
I'm pretty sure I have I
No
have
shade.
Keon winning in my fantasy bracket. So
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
if I wasn't winning the tournament, I'm gonna bet on Keon.
Nah, I can still forfeit and give you my spot. I'm still thinking about it. He's too good.
I'm pretty sure there's definitely a couple of brackets that have been completely and totally destroyed by the few upsets that we had. So
Are you calling this an upset? Acktheboker, Mr. Legend of Zelda every day.
Dude, I'm a
versus
24
retired
seed.
Benteezy?
Back off, man.
I was actually more talking about Asder versus Christos Owen, and then weighty words against Gerdo. But yeah, sure, this can be an upset too if you want.
I died 11 times to Ganon in the qualifier. Sinek was there; he saw it.
Oh, it was a good time too. Oh, you were loving every minute of it.
Qualifier seed was the worst seed of my life.
Yeah, those seeds were terrible. I was honestly thinking about trying to qualify, and then I looked at those 3 seeds and I was like, never mind.
This bot hates me. I'm never entering a tournament with Sinek's bot again.
It pains me to hear that.
I don't think I did Tempered Argus a single time this tournament.
I mean, our first one was really special to have like Swamp, Ice, and Thieves Town without a sword when you know where every item is. Like something is wrong.
I didn't do Ice
possible?
in that one. I bailed. I just got the flute and left. I was like, if I die here, I'm gonna tilt off the face of the earth and forfeit this tournament. So I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely get some fun races.
Yeah, I mean, at least this one, well, for some of us, gave us boots pretty early. So.
Hey, man, you play, you went and got your boots early, so you got to play to your, NMG strategies. I just skipped them, so I got to play like, I'm normally playing a rando seed with no boots. I was in my element. I felt very comfortable.
I'm still mad you didn't grab them while you were in Swamp.
I don't know, man. It was an experiment to me. I thought it would have been interesting to see what happens, but with the 4-cycle Landmo and like the worst Armos fights, both of them, because I didn't grab silvers. That was a mistake on my part. I looked where they were at when I was in Swamp, like right after I had passed it. I was like,
yeah.
I should have grabbed those because that would have saved time, but...
Yeah, that's crazy that I had silvers the whole time, and boots.
Yeah.
Yeah, your two Armos fights were rough.
They were real bad. They were pretty awful.
That's honestly what sucks about Armos. Like, no one ever talks about it because it's really easy to get the quick kill, or at least the bottom right-hand side somewhat quick kill. But if you miss an arrow and those suckers are bouncing around, you're screwed. Like, it's just going to take time.
I should have used his entrance practice and just used his fire run.
Honestly, it would have been faster if I would have whipped that thing out. My Armos was real bad.
I mean, honestly, you should have just grabbed Cane of Berna and then done it that way.
Imagine going backward in Swamp with no boots.
Where was Berna again?
Oh, I have no idea.
It was
pretty sure.
It was somewhere like you might have been able to get it. I don't know.
Oh no, it wasn't Swamp Big Chest. That was last seed. I don't remember. I have it open.
Berna was Checkerboard Cave.
That's right. I did think about it because I'm just sitting here like, all right, no boots. I'm gonna get freaking pinged off the ledge by one of those guards and get hit by a laser, and that's just gonna be the end of my run in a climbing GT.
Oof, that would be terrible.
They're really good.
I'm gonna get out of here. GG's. Thanks for the tournament.
Yeah. Oh, no problem.
You about something soon, TM.
Okay.
I need your expertise. But it was a really fun tournament. I liked the format and everything. Thanks for everything.
Oh, no problem. Thank you so much for playing, Benteezy. I hope to see you next time.
And GG's, Eck. Good luck in your future round.
Thanks, Ben. GG.
GG. We'll see you around, man. All right, so Ack, you got any last thoughts for these wonderful set of seeds that we had?
Nah, man. Thank you for the commentary tracking and restream, and I guess to my future opponent, if I keep playing like this, congratulations on your top 4 spot.
Yeah, man, I have the easy part. I just sit here and talk. You guys do the hard part and get your butts whooped by these terrible...
Yeah, I mean, this one wasn't I mean, got 2 relatively jet seeds. Like, you were really close to sub 15.
This seed had potential to be like lightning fast, like maybe one of the faster ones, probably in the tournament. I think so far.
Yeah,
This
especially if
one
you'd
was quick.
Especially if you'd have grabbed those stinking silvers.
Like silvers would have done it. Yeah, yeah, those silvers would have saved a lot of my disaster. The Landmo 2 and both the Armos fights, like that would have made those a lot less negligible. So, well, you know, got to keep it interesting, I guess.
You definitely did, and you made me eat my words about the boots being darn near required to win these seeds when they're not tucked away in GT or Turtle Rock somewhere. So congrats on that.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna do half the time, so no one else should try and figure it out either, because I wasn't even sure whether I was gonna skip them or not up until like I got in there.
Well, hey, you're advancing to the round of 8, so maybe not knowing what you're doing is a good thing.
Yeah, my luck's gonna run out soon, but yeah, I'm gonna dip out too, guys. I have another race to play after this, so appreciate it as always, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right, man, have a good one, and GG.
Yeah. Thanks, Zach. All right, so that has been the conclusion of this series. We still have 3 more round of 16 matchups to resolve, and those will be coming up. You can hit this. You can see the schedule if you type !spoiler in chat. You can see that. We also got something really special coming up at Speed Gaming 5 here in about 20 minutes. We have a spoiler inverted. So just think of this race, except with the inverted state instead of open. That is probably gonna be a good time. We'll have to see how that one turns out. Because yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, that one could be terrible based upon how the inverted logic decides to be.
Oh yes. We'll have some runners up on stream for that. I'll also be commentating that as well. So if you're not sick of my voice yet, feel free to scooch on over to Speed Gaming 5 here in 20 minutes.
While we're talking about it, you guys definitely need to give our wonderful tracker, Sammy Mas, a shout out, because she tracked both of these races back to back for us. Shout out to my co-commentator, Sinek, who is also the admin of this tournament. So he just decided that he didn't want to sleep for the last month and a half, and probably for the next month or so. So big shout outs to him. They're the ones who make this possible. I just sit here and talk.
What is sleep? Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
I imagine you'll find out sometime in early June.
I guess. So also, actually, I'd like to thank all of our volunteers so far. There's too many to this name off right now, but without them, we wouldn't have been able to bring any of these matches to you. So please, join us on our Discord. If you want to volunteer and help out, we still need people. We can always use voices. The link is in chat right now. Please join. The announcements channel has a link to the application form. No experience is required. So if you're interested, there it is.
All right, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be it for me. So have a good night, Senak. Have a good night, guys. It was great coming with you, and may all your randomizer seeds not be ped seeds.
Indeed. Good night.